instrument for financing the transition. There's about 12.9 billion US dollars there. And then there's also a number of deals to be directed at the financing of transmission. So we're exceeding that 400 billion rands of investments that are required. But what is important is the governance structure, the transparency, the speed of procurement. And like we have said, the Cabinet has approved that the Minister of Electricity must do that. So we'll be announcing the next 2 weeks or so how we're going to procure that, if you like, tapping into private sector liquidity. But the overriding principle amongst the main is that the state will remain sole ownership of transmission. It's a strategic asset, and the state will not relinquish ownership. And also on the issues around the industrialization, as an example, the conversion from internal combustion and the cement industry as the strategic industries in the country is one of the biggest input costs to the manufacturing of those is electricity. And when you are...
Thank you. Issue related to potholes. As I'm happy that you actually referred to the Standard One project, because it actually confirms the work that we are doing in ensuring that our roads are in good shape and our roads are trafficable. And that is exactly what we are doing. It's very true. We do not encourage, in fact, it should not be done, that people are employed on the basis of their political party membership and so on. It can't be done like that. But I just want to also add that our aim is to ensure that the total network, road network that we have in South Africa is in good shape, but also is trafficable. And we do that through, as we have said, the patching of potholes, which we refer to as Operation Valasonke, which you actually witnessed in Standard 10, but it is also happening across the country. We also look at issues such as it can be done that through that you then employ people that come from a particular political party. But we're also looking at roads that are being damaged by trucks, and probably trucks that are belonging to some companies like your mining, like your whatever other mining companies. We have identified those roads. We are interacting with those companies to say, can you adopt these roads so that in the remaining roads, we are responsible for anything that happens on the road, but they are maintained by the public sector. And we're very happy that they are actually agreeing and accepting that request from our side, because some of the roads, it doesn't matter how much we maintain them, we're never able to keep up with the number of trucks. I always make an example of a road between Carolina and Brighton. They're strategic and belong to other road authorities, such as your provinces, such as your municipalities. And we have said transfer those roads to SANRAL so that they can be better managed, because they probably connect provinces, they connect other areas like your heritage site, and that is what we also are doing it, and it's happening. We've received quite a number of them. Just from, recently we received more than 2,000 kilometers from Limpopo province. We're processing that, and therefore those roads will be better managed, and they will therefore remain with few other roads for them to manage with the grant that we transfer to them. But when we also say we are moving the rail-friendly cargo from road to rail, we're also trying to ensure that the cargo that remains on the road is that which is road-friendly, and therefore it's going to enable our roads to live their life, than to have freight, in fact rail-friendly freight, being on the road, and that damages our roads very quick, and therefore they don't live their life. So we're doing a lot of things in ensuring that our road network is in good shape, because our understanding is that first it's going to create some jobs, it's going to create some skills as people will be trained, but also it's going to ensure that we have investors coming to South Africa, because the rail network will be in good shape, and that is what we are doing. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That was very crisp. I'm going to now ask the chair of the NEC subcommittee, Comrade Mamulugu Kensani, to then wrap things up. Thank you.
Thank you very much, spokesperson Comrade Mahleng, and to the comrades. I think the first thing, just to give assurance around the work that is where we call our deployees in the ETC to come and report progress, obviously based on the policies. But you'd understand that the Secretary General and the SGO, part of the work that they do is the evaluation based on what has been committed to say this is what we need to do and what has been achieved. And you'd remember in this administration, members of the executive signed even performance agreements with the president, with regular meetings between the president and the DP and the minister responsible for monitoring and evaluation. I mean, since I've been Minister of Human Settlement, just to share, I've been in that meeting twice to go and evaluate, to say this is what we are agreeing on, why things are not happening, and what both it's both guidance in terms of what needs to be done, where there are challenges you get advised to say this is how it happens. So I don't think the narrative that ANC cadres who are deployed are not held accountable. The NEC regularly, monthly when it meets, you'd note that we regularly even do reporting, and that's why we've been briefing even the media and holding accountable our deployees across. So that's what work we do in terms of improving oversight as the National Executive Committee, but also in terms of the work that has to be done. I think Deputy Chair has explained, but let me emphasize the issue about the manifesto. And that's why when we emphasize that it's experience that teaches us that don't go and start new things where there's absolutely not necessary. If you look at where we've zoomed in, and I don't think it's a cut and paste. For example, if you go to the 2019 manifesto, you'd see that we didn't say much about industrialization. You would find the industrialization actually in the ERRP, not 2019 manifesto. So there are things you find in this manifesto that would not have been there, but over time would have recognized that they are critical for us. So it's not correct analysis to say it's a cut and paste. But more where we have emphasized the issue, for example, we've brought back into the priority the issue of jobs. It's based on the team that is working on the research and monitoring and evaluation have already started to put together the implementation plan, where there are targets. The targets previously, because we catched up in the process in terms of implementation. We do the implementation plan in the middle of the manifesto implementation after the 2022, I think, elections. Now we are saying, as we do this manifesto, let's start put it into an implementation plan framework and reduce the number of targets against those priorities. So from about 197 of the overall manifesto targets, as you would have seen with our manifesto review, today we're talking almost around 27 of them, 37. So we are like people who are coming in. No, we are saying the foundation we've laid in 30 years says to us now it's time to move to the next gear. In areas that we have been, in areas that we have learned lessons, and in areas that we have done well, we don't have to drop them, but we need to expand them and ensure inclusive growth in terms of participation in the economy. Thank you very much, Comrade Somlo.
Thank you very much. We are done. Let's do more together is our campaign slogan. It's our running mantra for the longest time. Let's do more together. 37 targets.